Where's your passport? Where's your visa? These were the words that a group of students in California told a group of people from Puerto Rico during a high school basketball game. Without taking into account that Puerto Rico belongs to the United States and is a colony. And this question has been asked by a certain group of Americans who are white Anglo-Saxons, of all others, just because they don't look like them. They've even asked the same question with presidents. In Australia, a little child, a 9-year-old, suffered from achondroplasia, and being an Aborigine, has had his share of bullying from other classmates, not only because of the achondroplasia, but also because of the fact that he is of Aboriginal origin. Even though the Aborigines were in Australia before the white English colonists. And the same applies in the United States, not just with the Latins, the African Americans, but also with the native populations who were here before anyone. The New York Times may have said that the history of the United States began in 1619 with slavery, but in reality, the history of the United States began with one thing. That one thing was, number one, the immigration of indigenous populations. The first populations were created or born in East Africa, in what is now Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. And these people dispersed to other parts of the world and then eventually ended in the Middle East. The ones from the Middle East that went to East Asia, which is now Siberia. And then some immigrated through the Arctic Ocean, others went through the Bering Sea to arrive in North America, Central and South America. But mostly they ended up in North America. It is with this that I wanted to say this. I have a question for everyone who is not a true American or true Native American. Number one, America is Alaska to Tierra del Fuego. In other words, all of us are Americans. And two, where is your passport? Because you and I are on native land. And even then, we had the preference because we were here. And in addition to being here, we even helped. Also, the African Americans helped the United States win their independence against Great Britain, which at that time was a formidable power. If it were not for Spain, the Hispanic population, some of the indigenous population that collaborated, as well as some of the African Americans who collaborated, we probably would not be having the United States. But even then, the land is of the indigenous population. It is of the indigenous population. You are on native land, whether we like it or not. And even the United States recognized this when they issued this money. This is a replica of a coin here that shows that it was the indigenous population. I also hope one day that the United States Treasury will make a big change and start using indigenous historical figures such as Sacagawea, Sitting Bull, Chief Joseph, Sequoia, in their dollar bills and in their coins. And even Squanto, the first indigenous American, the first Native American that welcomed the Puritans, the Pilgrims, he also deserves his face to be appearing in stamps as well as money from the United States. Even Osceola, the Seminoles, deserves also that his face appears and graces the dollar bills, instead of those whose ancestors conquered and plundered. We dedicate this video to one of our greatest viewers, Maggy Gomez. And we also dedicate it to those of the true Americans, because the Americana Bistro Grill also deals with the true Americans. We also want to challenge people to listen to Laura Marie talking about be love. Without much, not only God bless, but peace in, peace out, and peace everywhere. And we're going to close with the identification of Laura Marie. She gave us permission to use the identification, and in addition to using the identification, this video is not for profit or for monetization. It is just simply to challenge people to be love and to accept historical facts. The rest is up to all of you.
Let me be loved. This is Laura Marie, and you're listening to the Americana Bistro Grill with Roberto Alvarez-Galloso. Remember, be loved.